So here we have an introduction to the award-winning Ingersoll range of padlocks. So you can buy these on our website, ingersolllocks.co.uk, and I'll also put a link in the video description to where you can buy them on Amazon. So background on how they came to be. Back in 1949, the initial patent went in for the design of the retention of the shackle. This is the shackle. Initially, a Ingersoll engineer by the name of Len Young came up with the design, and he had discs locking the shackle into the padlock body. But later, Jack Taylor, responsible for many of Ingersoll's innovations, a very eminent lock designer and engineer, came up with the idea of using ball bearings to lock the shackle in place. And that was patented in 49. The padlocks, I think, were released in 50 or 51. Been in production more or less ever since. Originally, they were called the impregnable padlocks. Originally, the padlocks were a laminated design, but later, as materials improved, they became a solid steel design, as you see here. 3 padlocks in the range. So all 3 have this hardened area to protect from drilling. And all 3 use the ubiquitous Ingersoll 10-lever key, which is 5 levers on one side and 5 levers on the other side. And in 1971, they actually won an award for the Design Centre. And there's actually one of these on display at the Victoria and Albert Museum. I'll show you a picture of that now. So there's 3 padlocks. There's the OS 711, which is the 10mm shackle version. Used to be a 12mm version. I think at the time of filming this, July 2023, we have got a couple, I think, of the 12mm versions left, but when they're gone, they're gone. And there's the dimension. As you can see, it does state here, this is an old spec sheet, but 10 or 12mm. And moving along, this is the CS 712, which is like a semi-closed shackle design. The same key mechanism. All 3 padlocks have got this dust cover. I'll try and close while holding the camera. All 3 have got that. And then we move along from the CS 712 to the CS 700, where the shackle is kind of hidden in there, as you can see. Sorry, neglected to show you the specs of the CS 712. There it is. Again, 10mm or 12, but we've only got 10 in these now. And then moving on to the CS 700 again, which is the extra close shackle padlock. And there are the dimensions. The CS 700 really is just for locking chain. As you can see, I'll put a chain here. And that's really its primary purpose. There were locking bars for all of these made by Ingersoll at one point, but they're long since discontinued. But obviously, you don't need a specific locking bar for any of these. They can go onto any Hartsman staple, as Ingersoll did produce them, but as I say, long since discontinued, unfortunately. They were very, very good. I've unlocked all the padlocks now, so you can see them in their open state. So the shackles are fixed. They remain in place on the OS 711 and the CS 711. And you can see here the 2 indentations for the ball bearings that I mentioned earlier on for the design. The exception, the CS 712, which I've unlocked, and the shackle is actually removable. And now you can probably see where the ball bearings would lock the shackle. Obviously, this is all hardened. We're often asked to supply the shackle on its own. I'm afraid Ingersoll do not produce it as a spare part. It only comes complete with the padlock. We've asked them many times, but they don't, so we can't offer that, I'm afraid. So exclusively on our website, you can actually order several padlocks that all work with the same key. So that would be what we call keyed alike, and it's also called suited. So you can order 2 padlocks, minimum of 2 with the same key, and then you can subsequently add to that by ordering, again on our website, padlocks keyed to your existing key number. and that will need to be, and even if you didn't get it from us and you've got a padlock and you want another one on the same key number, it will need to be an S section key. As you can see here, the number of this key number is 256S, often mistook for a 5, but it's an S002. As long as you've got an S in the middle and you've got 3 digits each side, we can produce another padlock for you on the same key. It should be noted, though, that you might have different levels of wear. So if you've got a really worn-out padlock on a particular key number, and then we produce a new one, bear in mind that the new padlock will be have new levers in it, and it will be ready to work with the keys as they were when they're brand new, and we supply one key. So what we literally do if we're keying a Leica padlock is all the padlocks have 3 keys. We'll literally throw those keys away, make a key to your key number, and then make the padlock fit that particular key number. So you only get 1 key when you order a padlock key to an existing key number. When you order a padlock keyed alike, or 2 padlocks rather keyed alike, then you will get 3 keys. So even if you ordered 10 padlocks, you're only going to get 3 keys because we've thrown all those other ones away. It's wasteful, I know, but that's the only way we can do it here. And then you would need to order any additional keys if you want. I mentioned earlier on about the removable shackle on the CS700. You can actually remove the shackle, but it's permanent. So if you want to use your padlock with a removable shackle, it's a case of knocking this pin out. Same thing on the OS711, knocking that pin out. Then the shackle is removable, but you'd have to knock the pin back in if you want to then convert it back to shackle retaining. The shackle is actually high tensile steel, extra hardened, and you have corrosion resistance to BS1224, but it's what they describe as excellent resistance. However, we find that regular lubrication with WD-40, ordinary water dispersing WD-40, will prolong the life of the padlock. They don't need that much lubrication, but the WD-40 sprayed into the keyhole here and sprayed into the openings where the shackle goes, with the padlock open, that will push water out. And if you do that on a regular basis as a sort of maintenance, then you'll get the best life out of your padlock. We still have people contacting us that have got original padlocks from the 1970s, ordering extra keys and things like that. So very, very high quality. On our website, you will see the NATO stock numbers. So these padlocks are actually sanctioned for use in NATO, and they were made by license in the USA as well, by various different manufacturers. I think there was a Sargent and Greenleaf version that my understanding was used in nuclear silos. So there's a sort of testament to the quality of these products. Probably worth mentioning are these 2 other padlocks, just to round off the history, that Ingersoll made for a while. 6-lever padlocks. They used a slightly different key. You had an open shackle design called the OS600, and then a closed shackle design called the CS612. Yeah, so that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoy this sort of content. I'll try and do another video in the coming months. And again, thanks for watching.